In this week's video, we're showing you how to build a DIY double pedestal console table using table legs and dimensional lumber from Osborne. This project is great for woodworkers at all levels, so stay tuned for a full tutorial. For this build, we're using Osborne's 5/4 project lumber and soft maple since we will be painting this table. I'll start by cutting 4 boards to a rough length of 48 inches using my miter saw. The overall dimensions for this table will be 48 by 12 by 32 inches. Each 5/4 board is 6 inches wide, so I'll glue up 2 boards for the top and bottom panels. If you're interested in a more in-depth tutorial on how to mill and glue up 5/4 lumber, be sure to check out the video above. Once the panels are dry, I'll bring them down to their final thickness of 1 inch using my benchtop planer. The benefit of 5/4 lumber is that it allows you to achieve a true 1 inch thick board after milling without sacrificing the dimensions of your project. If you want to pick up some quality dimensional lumber for your next project, be sure to check out the link below to view our full collection. Once our lumber is milled, I'll cut them to their final length and add a roundover on the top edges to soften the overall look. After a quick sanding, we can now find the desired locations for our table legs. I chose to install my table legs 5 inches from the outside edge of each panel. Depending on the length of your table, you may want to adjust these dimensions slightly, however the installation process will remain the same. Next, I'll make a center mark on each panel that will help me measure the proper location for our wood screws. Each table leg will attach with 3 wood screws on the top and bottom, so I want to make sure to mark and pre-drill before installing. These screws will install directly through the panels into the square blocks of the table leg, so make sure to take into account the size of your table leg when creating these marks. For the tabletop, I'm using a 2-step bit to create a larger hole that I can fill with a wood plug before finishing. If your project has a natural wood finish, you may consider other methods to hide the table leg attachment, such as threaded inserts or mounting blocks. Next, I'll attach the bottom panel to the table legs first, making sure to line them up on the center mark of the table leg. Most table legs have a center mark that is created from the lathe that helps with alignment during these installation methods. I'll install these center screws first, then install the additional screws in the locations we drilled earlier. Next, I'm making some square furniture feet that will help lift the table off the ground slightly. I'll plane some of the leftover lumber to 1 inch thick and cut it to width at 5 inches using a table saw. Next, I'll cut 4 pieces to 5 inches in length, giving me a square furniture foot for the bottom side of my table. You can also use decorative furniture feet for your table. If you're interested in learning more about those, you can check out the links below. Before installing these furniture feet, I'll add the same size roundover on the bottom edge to match the top and bottom panels. To attach these feet, I'm pre-drilling 4 holes on each block using a 2-step drill bit. This will allow me to countersink the wood screws and avoid scratching the floor when moving the table. Now that our feet are installed, we can attach the tabletop using the pre-drilled screw locations. Once again, I'll install the center screw first, lining up on the center mark of the table leg. Then I'll attach the remaining screws to fully secure the tabletop to the table legs. Before finishing this table, I'll insert the wood plugs using some wood glue, which will hide these screw locations on the tabletop. Once the plugs are dry, you can sand them flush using a palm sander for a smooth finish. To finish this project, I'll start by adding a coat of white paint to the entire table for a base coat. Once the paint is dry, I'll scuff the corners using some sandpaper and apply a decorative glaze to the entire assembly. Scuffing the wood will allow the glaze to soak in darker in certain areas, giving it a rustic look once finished. To apply this glaze, you can wipe it on with a rag or a brush and remove any excess before it dries. For a full tutorial on this process, be sure to check out the video above. Once the glaze is applied, we can let it dry and take a closer look at our finished table. Thank you for joining me for this episode. If you want to learn more about the parts used in this build, be sure to check out the links below. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment, and we'll see you next time in the Builder Studio.